PlayStation has an incredibly storied history of not only games and systems, but accessories as well. And one game or one situation where it has been highlighted very specifically how incredible this ecosystem is PlayStation LABO in Astro's Playroom. Now, ever since I played Astro's Playroom about 3-4 years ago when I first got my PlayStation 5, I immediately fell in love with PlayStation LABO, and it has been this constant hounding thought that I would love to recreate PlayStation LABO in real life. Now, this seems a bit far-fetched if it wasn't for obviously the YouTube channel and having an end goal. Now, I don't want this PlayStation LABO to just happen overnight. What I really would like is for it to be an engaging situation or an engaging content creation roadmap where you guys engage with me and help me make some decisions with regards to recreating this PlayStation LABO in real life. Now, first and foremost, before we can even hop into doing something like this, we have to take stock. We have to check what is in the PlayStation LABO, and see which of the items we already have. So that is basically what this first episode is going to be about. We are actually going to attempt to recreate PlayStation LABO as best as we can and to the extent that we can. But I don't want it, like I said, to just happen overnight. I want it to be a long-term thing, something that we work on together for a while. And it could be the beginning of one series that we do throughout 2025 and beyond. And also maybe there is a different series that we will be starting. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. But before I spoil any more things, let's hop into PlayStation LABO and see what systems and accessories there are in there for us to collect. So flying into PlayStation LABO, we see the overview of everything that is in it. And what you're going to see soon is an overlay that I have created with a tick list for all the different systems and situations that are going on here. So the first section here is going to be the PS1 section. The PS1 overlay is up right now. And as you can see, I haven't ticked anything. We'll get into ticking that in just a bit. First of all, in this section, we have the mouse, the multi-tap, the PS1 Slim with the LCD attachment, which is one of the things that I want more than anything. I love that. It is so cool. The Pocket Station is another really cool, really unique item that is going to be a little bit challenging to get. The memory cards, obviously, memory cards are a dime a dozen. I already have one or two of those. Then we have the original PlayStation controller, not a DualShock. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. Then we do have a DualShock here. The Astrobot game, or the game disc for the PS1, it doesn't directly reference any other game, which is a bit weird because the others do. Then the original PS1, that is a big one that we have to get. Obviously, I think I probably should have had it already, but I decided to get the Slim. Then the PlayStation mouse, a very unique item that is in short supply. Moving into PS2, we have Bot, which is a direct reference to, I think, Ico. Then the PS2 Slim, only one variant of the PS2 Slim, which is a bit odd considering the PS3 had both, but I think that can be forgiven. Then we had the DualShock, the Buzz controllers. On the other side, we have the memory card, which, I mean, I have a fair few of those. The SingStar mics, which is actually something I do have, I just don't talk about or show that often. The hard drive adapter and network attachment for PlayStation 2 fat models. The multi-tap for PlayStation 2 is, again, another thing that I have and that we will eventually get to ticking off. The PlayStation Eye camera, I have the second iteration of that, which is a bit different. It's silver, and I think I'd rather go get the original version again, because I don't actually think my one works. Then obviously the fat model PlayStation 2. Up top here, we have the different aim controllers that were released. This one was I think it's the aim attachment or gun attachment. I can't quite remember the name. This is the big gun that I actually got the red variant of. And that's another thing. Do I change the variant colors? Do I go try and get this gray one because I have the red one and it doesn't directly match up? Different questions we have to ask. This is the Farpoint controller from, or the aim controller from the Farpoint game on PSVR 1. Then moving down into the PS3 section, we have the original beautiful piano black fat model PlayStation 3 with bot charted inside, obviously uncharted. Then the Slim variant, which is the one that I have, also again bot charted inside. Here you can just see me turning everything on. The DualShock 3, they didn't acknowledge the 6-axis, which is weird. PSP and bot Roku, so the Loco Roco for bot, PSP Go, the PSP GPS, the PSP camera, and the PSP microphone, all of which are going to be some of the harder items, I think, for me to find. I think the camera will probably be the easiest, the other two definitely not so. Then we had the PS Vita and bot away, so a tearaway version of bot. This is the navigation controller for the Move set, the normal Move controller, and the PlayStation 3 camera, which obviously we do already have two variants of. We actually have a sealed one and a non-sealed one, and we'll get to that right at the end of this. Then moving into the PS4 section, we're going to go all the way to the front and start with the PS4 Pro. These are going to be a little bit more complicated. I think buying multiple sets of consoles is not really something that I'm looking forward to doing. However, I kind of do want to do it because it does make the whole feeling go together. We have the PS4 Slim here, then obviously the camera that we just punched, the PSVR and the PSVR box that obviously comes in one set, the DualShock 4, which is one of the best controllers that PlayStation has ever released, and then only got upsized by the obviously the DualSense. Now the fat model PlayStation 4, which is by far my favorite PS design ever. It is my favorite looking PlayStation. We have the Pulse 3D headphones, the PlayStation HD camera, PlayStation 5 HD camera, the DualSense controller, and the beautiful PlayStation 5, which of course we already have to be playing Astrobot on. Now that's not actually all that is here. We have to now go into the updated section and go down this little elevator, and we have the new iterations of products. Obviously right there in front we have the PlayStation 5 Slim, but here is the DualSense Edge, of which I'm getting the 30th anniversary, or will have gotten the 30th anniversary by the time you're watching this. And I don't know if I want to do different color iterations of the same thing. So I'm going to have the 30th anniversary one. Do I need to then go out and purchase the normal one for this? These are the types of things that I want to have an open dialogue with everyone here. Saw the PS Portal. These are the PlayStation VR controllers. We just looked at the PlayStation VR 2, and then obviously the PlayStation 5 Slim. So that is all of the systems and things that are in the PlayStation Labo. Let's hop straight back out into me talking. Now that we've seen and listed out everything that is in PlayStation Labo, it's time to discuss the things that I already have and the things that are a little bit more complicated. Through this initial part, I want to discuss different variations of products that maybe you can help me decide whether or not I need to go out and almost repurchase some of these things because they're not the exact model in PlayStation Labo, if you understand what I'm saying. So for example, if we start with the PlayStation multi-tap, I discussed it in the walkthrough video. I have the PlayStation 1 multi-tap for the PlayStation 1 Slim. So this color is much lighter than the original PlayStation dark gray. Should I now go and try and find the dark gray one just to make it more accurate to PlayStation Labo, or is something like this okay? And what level of functionality does it need to have? For me, I kind of want everything to work at least 100%. The color, I'm not sure about. I think the color we can have a little bit more leeway in, but please have that dialogue with me. Please have that conversation with me in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Should we be stringent on things like the different color variations? And then for that same example and in that same vein, I have the PS1 or the PS2 Slim, in silver, but I also have the PS2 Slim 9000 model, which isn't actually the one that's featured in PlayStation Labo, in black. See situations like that. Do I need to go purchase another PlayStation 2 Slim? These are the types of little nuances that I need to discuss with you guys and would love to have your input in. Then taking list of everything that we do have. So I've tallied it up. There are about 56 items in PlayStation Labo, and of those 56 we have 26, which is actually a little bit better than I thought. So there's 30 items left to go. So we have the PlayStation 1 game disc. I wasn't going to try to figure out which reference that one was, so I'm kind of just using one of my own. Let me know if you think I should change that. I have the multi-tap, but like we discussed, it's the wrong color. I have the PlayStation 1 memory card. It is actually sitting in the little display cabinet over there with the PlayStation 5 DualSense 30th anniversary controller. I have the PS1, the DualShock controller, which is this one over here. And while it is a DualShock controller, it's not the one featured in the Labo. This is the one that comes with the PS1. So is this another thing where I have to then go re-get that one because it's not the exact one? Please, really talk to me in the comments. From the PlayStation 2 section, we have the PS2 multi-tap, which is right over here. We have the memory card. The iToy is the silver one, the second iteration, the much thinner one. That one I am more open to almost repurchasing because I don't think my one works anyways. So I feel like that one will get replaced. We have the PS2 Slim, 2 iterations. Again, not the exact one in the PlayStation LABO, so should we get that? Have the SingStar remarks. I have the DualShock 2 controllers, obviously. For PlayStation 3, we have the PlayStation R camera. We have that sealed in box. I don't think we need to go further than that. We have the PlayStation Move Sharpshooter, which is this one over here, and this is the red one, not the gray one that is featured in PlayStation LABO. Again, do I need to go then replace this one because it's not, well, not replace, just go in addition to this one, go get the gray one. More topics for debate. We have the DualShock 3, the PlayStation Move controller, the PlayStation Move navigation controller, the PlayStation 3 Slim, and then moving into the portables, we have the PlayStation Portable, but the 3000 variant, not the 1000 variant that's featured in PlayStation LABO. Again, dialogue, need to know what you guys are thinking, which I should be doing. In the PlayStation 4 section, we have the PlayStation camera, we have the DualShock 4, we have the PS Vita as well. That is the exact one, no problem there. The original PlayStation 4 Fat model, have that. In the PlayStation 5 section, we have the PlayStation 5, I've got that, the PlayStation 5 HD camera, the DualSense wireless controller, and then the DualSense Edge is another point of contention because I have the 30th anniversary one. Do I need to go out and purchase the normal, regular one? See, these are the types of conversations we have, and there's quite a few points that we that I've discussed that we can then have these open dialogues about. So please, in the comments, let me know what you're thinking, let me know what you're feeling, and then when we do the first episode of this next year, we will then address those comments, and hopefully we have a few items for that first episode. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you'll stay tuned and you'll check me for next week's video, which is almost a continuation of this series where it's going to be split into two sort of collecting goals, and it's going to be really exciting and really fun to have you guys along with me for the journey. Cheers.